Hello everyone. Welcome. Give me just a minute. Welcome to Danganronpa. Trigger Happy Havoc as always. Once again, give me just a minute here to get everything set up and we'll get going. In the meantime, listen to the banger of a the home screen song. Twitch, there it is. Alrighty. Well, without further ado, let us get started. Last we left off, Sakura has been killed. And we are in investigation now. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Hello there. Welcome. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she also had vomited blood. I can see from a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So, what could have caused her to vomit blood? I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. State of Sakura's body. Yep. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? I don't think so. Not a chance. Yep. Hayaka.
That's fine.
However, you guys have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting.
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting, don't you agree? I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura's vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. Well, I would assume she got poisoned and that's why she vomited up blood. We already know who did it! Spike, Toko, or Hero. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? So set it with some white cheddar cheese. That's nice. Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. And more importantly, energy drinks. Yeah, you're gonna need those energy drinks, man. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Yes, we did. They were actually quite good. They weirdly tasted like sloppy Joe and meatloaf. That's what it tasted like to me. Well, eventually she went off on her own. You've already downed one. Well, I'm gonna save it for you. We might be going for a while tonight, so. Good chili hamburger helper. Now that sounds good as well. But when I saw her again after that, she told me she said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. Whoops, forgot to make coffee. By noon, the Monokuma file says she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, but she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I had stopped her by force even, this never would have happened. No, probably likely still would have happened. You know. It's impossible not to have regrets. I know. Always account, yep. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her. And she asked them to come to the rec room at noon. Same time and place she ended up dying. It might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly. Agreed.
However,
But for Sakura to have been killed, yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
it's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? Poison! That's how. Poison. I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly. They would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her. This time my phone sent the notification. That's unfortunate.
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out? Interesting. Then it's true? I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Baika says you didn't go and see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Oh, okay. Thanks. Baika's account. Yep. Looks like some kind of rapper.
Huh?
Ah, that's... You recognize it, Hino?
Well...
Blonde bitch, you probably quicken. I'll not go there, yeah. Fucking Donald Trump running. Oh god. Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found that Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura. Found a big box of them in the warehouse. I really like them, actually. As soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. Really like them that much.
I mean...
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. Those two were close, yeah. You would be correct there. Aoi, well, fucking... Hina and Sakura were close. But I mean... It's possible. I mean, anyone could kill anyone, so... Hina. Polka dot candy wrapper added to the truth bullets. Okay. Shards of glass scattered all around the chairs Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom section of a bottle, right? Yes. This must have originally been a bottle. Glass shards on the floor have been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. Yeah, but it's always the one. Yeah, true. Huh? There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure! Well then. Figure on the floor has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Oh god. What's on the table? That is a game. That's what that is. moment, guys. Nope. Alright, I'm back. Monokuma merchandise. Hell yeah, yeah. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance of the room. That is a poison, I think. Or is that? No, that's a protein. That's a protein shaker.
So,
Looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. I cast a draw for Lady Sapphire. Oh god. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
wrong.
They have plushies, but I don't know if it's efficient. I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A-2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the chem lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the chem lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Huh? What is?
Hey,
Oh, excuse me. You see what's scattered around the can. Shards of light blue glass. Must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
correct.
Or they're just scattered around the can. They're also underneath it. Why does that matter?
So,
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue. I'm not sure how I see how. Okay, so little fun fact. So me and Lady Sunfire were talking earlier today about an old game that I used to play when I was a wee lad. It was Wizards 101. We were actually figuring out how many like crowns, which is the in-game currency, well, the premium currency that you can buy, calculated actually how much money you would need to sink into a singular account to unlock all the zones, and it's roughly like 300 bucks. So just a little fun fact for you there. Anti-protein drink, yep. What else is there to search here? Obviously the clock. You remember seeing ads for 101? Yeah, it's around 1 o'clock right now. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura died around 12 noon. It's roughly an hour ago. Was that when Kyoko and I were moving Alter Ego? Probably. Ah yes, Alter Ego was the one that murdered her. Yeah. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. Inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figures inside the bottle?
so,
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Activate my trap card and destroy your reverse. What card game are you guys playing at this point? Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside. You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have.
in other words,
So this is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. Monokuma bottle has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things, little by little. The Monokuma bottle's sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? They have Monokuma plushies on the Amazon for 12 bucks. Damn. Shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. I would have to say so. There's a bloodstain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Magazine shelf bloodstain. There's also the locker. Huh? The locker's open. And there on the inside, it's a handprint?
Why?
Multiple, actually. What's a handprint doing there? Several handprints, I would like to point out. It looks to be probably like 3 handprints. Not a handprint, but 3 handprints, plural. Looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
What the hell? I moved my rook to E4 and add 2 fire energy to my Charizard and cast Fireball. What are you guys playing? What the hell is it green Among Us? Because Among Us, that's why. It looks quite fresh too. I say someone was hiding here in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was opened. Don't you think? During all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Huh? Why not?
Hey,
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Ujimon is the card game they're playing. Yeah. So then, what does this handprint mean? Locker handprints. Cool. I gotta investigate the actual magazine rack. The same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds of magazines here. Oh, that wasn't very helpful. Examine the crime scene. Okay. I did all of that. I talked to all of them. This chair. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get Danganronpa investigation music as a vibe. It is. Get fun of the franchise. Absolute random. Yeah. So we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Okay. No, I don't want to examine the damn chair again. The door itself. This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mounting had been tampered with. The only noticeable change to the door is the smashed window. You hate the fact that all the plushies are marketed towards children. Yeah. Of course, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. I throw down my net to defuse the situation, yeah. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. Rec room door.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so. For the most part.
So then.
Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
Listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's excited? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Alright. Yeah, fucking ads targeted towards children, not for children, yeah. Well, I pressed the door to try and leave the area, but okay. Those other 2 probably went back to their rooms. The secret art of teleportation, I can go anywhere! Okay, so we need to, press the doorbell. Ding dong. After a few seconds. Oh. Huh? Who's there? Ah, the most negative aura I've ever felt. Never got into Digimon. An aura of total decay.
What do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach.
We get, narrated dialogue.
I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
What do you want? You said you wanted to talk to me about something? I wanted to talk to you about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you. What?
Well...
I don't know what you're talking about. Sakura... Blonde bitch already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master 2? Huh? I just said 2, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So, can you tell me about that? I admit, I did get the note. Genuinely asking, is Digimon a Pokemon ripoff, or is it, there's more to it, because I always saw it as a Pokemon clone? I'm assuming there's more to it. It's not really a Pokemon ripoff. It's like its whole separate thing, per se. But I'm not an expert, so you might just want to Google it. But I didn't see her. I was just scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Toko's account, yep. And then we need to also visit Hero. This is like the fucking first time I've had the Yashihiro. Here we are. Press the doorbell. Ding dong. After a few seconds.
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? I do, in fact, need something. Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
What?
How did you know about that?
Could it be?
What? Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Yes, I've gazed into your soul, Yashihiro Hagakure, and I see that you done it. Now die! Have your special abilities awakened in you? Something I also enjoyed to fall into the area is Yokai Watch. Oh god. Toko is the person you should trust the most. But I'm not the only one she asked to meet with. Ogre told me herself. That's why she asked Bayako and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that?
What?
Oh, what? Well,
When
she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note.
How about that?
She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura.
You got it all wrong.
There's more to that. Yeah. No way. I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? I skipped over some dialogue. Oh well. Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually,
The last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office.
don't look at me.
I haven't seen her since. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. He was feeling around in his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry. Looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big, goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Huh? Ah! Ah! Quickly as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash. Maybe Hiro did do it. Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked me to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but that's a candy wrapper. There's no way that's all there was to it. Pocket trash. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. Yeah, trash. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So we should start. Probably the chem lab is where we should start. Let me just perform some dark magic real quick and just teleport to the Bro, Makoto be thinking trash is a clue. I mean, it could be. It really could be. Because that trash matches up to the piece of wrapper that's on the floor near the murder scene. And Hina claims that the only one that have like that type of candy is her. And the only person she gave any to was Sakura. Trash is a clue a lot of this time, yeah. Not the strangest thing in the game, true. Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes sir, I understand! Fuck you. This isn't my first time seeing this shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. It looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one gigantic shelf. But more importantly, right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. What is that? There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is it where all the powder came from? Looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4. It's fucking explosives. Would you like to hear something interesting? It also had a skull, crossbones on it, so I'm assuming it's like poisonous. I was on the 4th floor this morning, checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. Then, this powder must have been spilled.
So in other words...
That's right. It could only have been around the time of the incident. If that really is when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow. Source of the powder, yep. The shelf is... One look I can tell is nothing but dangerous chemicals. These looks like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter C and number. So I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit Section C. Alright, what's in Section B? So on this shelf is... looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are saying. They're reagents. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. Hello, I saw footprints, yeah. Drops a spark and then goes, yeah. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh?
What?
What? You think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world?
That's fine.
The world of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter right now. I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number, so I can guess Unit Section B. Anything out of the ordinary, in which case I don't think I have to worry about this shelf. Let's see, what's on the shelf number 3? Smacks blonde bitch with cast iron skillet, yeah. All kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. Why is Chem C9 in the A's? All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit Section A. Huh? But wait! There's more! There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. What I know what Makoto is the ultimate loser according to blonde bitch. Yeah. There's one bottle here that, yep. Could someone have put it here on accident? Not likely. I was just trying to find more about the shelving unit. Looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. What concerns me is that in Section A, there was a bottle with a label from Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on here. Makoto is raffle boy to blonde bitch, yeah. Chem lab shelf. Investigate the footprints. These are footprints? And they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. Yeah, that would be the funniest ultimate. By we, do you mean... How kind of you to offer. An insufferable smirk. He handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Well, let's go. Chop chop. Oh, okay. So I got to work, and before long, I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. Oh yes, that's about as good as I thought it was gonna be. So how's this? Not bad for you, I mean.
I see.
So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. Those are some good footprints, though. Like that's some good fucking drawing of footprints. They came in, went straight to the shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me. Best sketch ever. Get that in a frame, ultimate artist, yeah.
I see.
These footprints must be.
It's certainly
Makoto,
possible.
are they yours? No.
What?
Okay then, let me see your shoes. I'll confirm their size for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Bayaka said. I see. Your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit, these are not your footprints. Too big? Unfortunately. But with how clear these footprints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. And these prints are a really valuable clue. Someone with small feet. First, I have to check these out. And if you lay out the footprints, looks like this. When you look at the pattern, whoever left these behind went to the shelf on the left, and that's it. They went straight there, did something, and then left. That's according to the footprints, anyways. Possibly. The prints are really clear, so it shouldn't be too hard to figure out whose they are. Which means these footprints are super valuable clue. Anything else to... There's like... anything else to actually investigate now? Check out this area. Bro, you should check out my Insta. It has a very big spoiler. Not account, and I'm just starting on digital. Yellow powder. Should probably take a good hard look at that powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Also, it looks like someone left footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of the prints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. According to Bayako, the powder would have would had to have been spilled right around the time of the accident. Snorts powder. That's the good stuff. Yeah. Stares intently at yellow powder. Yeah. All I can imagine is like fucking Makoto is just like on his like hands and knees and just like an inch away from the powder and just like death staring it. That's all I can tell for now. Footprints in yellow powder. Already taking a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should take another look around the rec room. Yeah.
I see.
Makoto, I admit, you have a good eye for spotting useful clues. Scratching his chin on all fours, yeah. But you also need to learn how to make use of those clues. Well, fuck you too, blonde bitch. I hope you die. Rec room. I don't remember where the rec room is. It's on the second floor, I think. No, third floor. Yep. Where Makoto's gonna be high this trial, yeah.
Hey.
So Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me. I see. So along with Bayako, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying? I mean, yeah, it's not against the regulations to be
Anyway.
high. Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, this shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These three things have revealed new clues. You do well to look them over one more time. Alright. I think Kyoko says she found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. He'll be high on the good stuff throughout, so you can... and so you can for the low price of $11.99 per ounce. Oh god. Yeah. Something new. Is it like the chess pieces? So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it. A correlation. Hey, Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is?
So,
The same price as a Monokuma doll. What a steal! Yeah, I don't mind guiding you toward clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Monokuma after trial, new school regulation. No getting high during trial, but be high when you kill. Yeah. Tell me what it is. We don't have all the time in the world. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion, so that everyone can have confidence in their outcome. Oh, I still have one of those. Cool. That's not just because of you don't trust me, right? No answer. I do trust you to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. True. Only to a degree. Monokuma bottle upgraded.
Hey.
Okay. Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that bother me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? She's gonna like whack me over the head with a fucking bottle. An experiment.
anyway,
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too. Huh? Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like that?
that doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Bayaka's not here, so...
So then,
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab while I'm gone. Try and gather up all the glass. With that, Kyoko left the room. Yeah, man, I forgot what happened because I was blazed as fuck. Yeah. Guess I didn't warn you. The ultimate crime lord. Oh god. I don't really know what this is about, but... What choice do I have? I'd better just do it. Now change ultimate crime lord to ultimate horny man. Took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up, sorry to keep you waiting.
so then,
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So what kind of experiment are we doing?
In other words,
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weight. Bakudanagi ultimate simp. Oh god. Compare the weight of what? The pieces of glass you collected and one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Now I think Hifumi beats me there. At least I have standards. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
listen.
First, let's compare the weight of 2 of the normal Monokuma bottles. It's balanced.
In other words,
Tier 3 sub to yeah. Which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. The Monokuma figures are side are basically the same, and nothing else could really affect the weight.
so then,
Now, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what? Oh, geesh, now what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either the balance out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
so then,
Okay then, let's give it a try. Significantly heavier. Huh? The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. What?
In other words,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of those bottles, put it all together,
hey,
and I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So, was it not a Monokuma bottle, but in fact a different bottle entirely? So, what do you think? All on you. Monokuma bottle experiment. Attitude truthfulness. But Brobot Kirigiri's bathwater, yeah. Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. Huh? This magazine is upside down. Fucking Princess Piggles. Did someone put it back that way on accident?
hey,
Absolutely foul. Yeah. So when the catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. Picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is... On one of the pages, near the center of the magazine, a word had been written in bold, bloody letters. Well, I guess we know who did it. Guess we know who done it, so... And it said, Toko. Upside down, these monsters, yeah. Could this be a dying message? Not again!
correct.
And it would appear you found it. Well, shit, yeah. Kyoko, is this...
So,
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message.
however,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it, for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that... It says Toko, right? Yeah, looks like it. Stream got blurry. It said Toko. So... Yeah, looks like it. What the heck? Then, she's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet.
I won't forgive
It's settled!
you.
She's the killer for sure! By conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner that killer. Toko was mentioned, yeah. I can see why you would think that, but... Alright. Just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. Magazine dying message as added. Oh, fucking. Alright. According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
Just a second.
Staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but...
Hey,
Don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
whew,
There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. She fucking Kyoko is the ultimate robot. That's what fucking she is. The kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Interesting. Although, there's still sometimes I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
It's true.
I said the last time, stop jumping on every piece of evidence without adding it all together. Yeah, that's totally normal. Then, how can you...
So...
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. Ah, she's a necromancer. That's the only thing I can think of. She's a necromancer. What? Sorry, never mind.
Hey,
More importantly, look here. Her shoes?
correct.
You see that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
Nope, she's a necromancer. She didn't work in the morgue. She's a necromancer. The powder is clue number 1. Yellow powder been added, yep.
Hey,
Next is the wound on her head. Look carefully.
it's true.
Ultimate necromancer, I suppose. Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot. So let me just explain.
It would seem...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. The ultimate mortician, yeah. 2 blows.
Indeed.
Interesting, would you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. Oh, is someone framing her then? Is someone framing Toko? Yeah, someone has to be framing Toko then. Because if there's no blood like on her hands, but there's that death message, quote unquote death message written in blood, then someone else had to have written that death message. Or that message, I suppose. I mean, I think we can conclude that it's not a death message. I can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. Ding dong, bing bong. I don't care if she's being framed. Let's kill her. Maybe blonde bitch because he has already done it once. True. This one is, I feel like, going to be really tricky.
Whoops! You
Whoops.
caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay
Yeah,
awake.
trial time.
Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I?
He's like an impatient child.
Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first...
Fucking like an impatient child. Can I, Mom? Can I? It's already time, but the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, I'll not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. I gotta murder someone in cold blood. I gotta stab, rip, and tear through someone. We do not give you permission to start. Well, too damn bad. Monokuma's gonna do it anyways. Monokuma made his announcement and everyone began to meet up one after another. Then, the ultimate martial artist! A locked room murder mystery!
What?
What the? Oh, I just recently discovered the power of emoticons! Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed.
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body. XD. This is just plain creepy.
Well,
How about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put in a sad face, it looks super negative.
yes, indeed.
For example, do you have 100 friends? He's right, that does make it seem sad.
I can't wait.
Now
I
then,
can't wait.
please get on the elevator. I'll see you all down there. Kill Toko in cold blood. Smile as she dies. Oh my god, yeah. What the hell was that? I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me!
I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean!
This game is dated. Yeah. Or I mean, I didn't murder anyone. I murdered myself, obviously, and resurrected myself. I am a necromancer. Everyone is a necromancer. Yeah. I'm completely. Oh God. Yeah. I'm trying. I tried to do her stutter, and then I'm stuttering on the word that doesn't have a stutter. So I'm stuttering the stutter. Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
What the heck?
Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Oh. Because there can be no doubt one of us is the culprit. Oh my lord. The killer, the one who murdered Sakura, not Sayaka. She was stronger than anyone I know, and yet someone killed her. And that person is here. That person is one of us. One of us. One of us. Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way toward the elevator. Well, she wasn't that strong if she died. True. But with each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I got through this, it never gets any easier. We climbed the entire steel prison in total silence. Even the strongest have their weak points, true. We watched the doors close. Hey, at least we don't have to worry about getting on the elevator and let it exceeded. Because Hifumi isn't here anymore. And felt it begin its sinister descent. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunking sounds. It fell lower and lower. Knowing those weak parts make you strong, yeah. And as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again. Just the 6 of you, huh? Really? That's so few! You must be so lonely. You say it like that's not your fault we're all like this. That's all that's left. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again? Or will your school life come to an end completely?
Now then.
Was a genuine piece of philosophy, yeah. God damn it, he's dead, stop murdering him. Nah, it's fucking hilarious. Now then, are we ready to begin? You know the drill, find your assigned seats. Never even deserves to be killed even after death, yeah. And so, the curtains open for the 4th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial! You want to save? Yes. I'd love to save. I don't think I got any new skills. No, okay. I'm actually going to go grab some chocolate. I'll be right back. I am back, and unfortunately, I lied to you guys. I didn't go and get chocolate. I, in fact, got a burger. I lied to you. Sorry. What can I ever do to repent for my sins? Finish prep. Last trial, alright!
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Yeah, I'm obviously streaming longer.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one,
You all
then
get
I'll
fucking
punish
murdered.
everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
Whoa, deja vu.
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
How will we ever recover?
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Juna seems really sure that one of those three is the killer. But she must have some other reason for believing that. Oh god, ha! Balls. Always account. I don't fucking remember what her account is.
It was one of you.
One moment. Soccer had written notes to Coco.
One of you killed Sakura.
And what
Makes
reason
sense.
do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get.
Okay, so some concrete evidence why Hina suspects those three specifically.
It was one of you killed.
And what reason do you?
Because you all had a you hated her.
Is that it?
Is it that one?
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
I
That's
don't think.
low.
I think
That's
it's
about
that
as
first
low
one
as you
there. They hated
It was
her.
one of you killed.
And what reason do you have for?
Because you all had a you hated her.
No, okay. Maybe I gotta steal it. Come on, Makoto, don't kill I'm out now. Maybe I have to steal
It was one of you killed.
And what reason do you?
Because you hated her.
Is
hated
that
her.
it?
I'm just gonna stop.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low. That's about as
Low as you can get.
Some concrete why Hina suspects those three specifically. Yeah,
It was
she...
one of you killed.
And what reason do you?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is it this?
Is that it?
and...
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low. That's about as
Fucking
low
missed.
as
God
you
damn it.
can get. It was
Maybe,
one of
no, maybe, I
you
think it
killed.
might be
And
the
what
other way
reason do
around.
you-
Because you hated her.
Is that it?
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
Actually, that kind of
Low.
makes more sense.
That's about as low as you can. It was one of you killed.
And what reason do you?
You have.
Because you all had a you hated her.
No? Okay, well, I'm just stupid then. It's not like this really
It was
negatively
one of
impacted me,
you
And
so...
what reason do you?
Because you all had you hated her.
I shot that already. I'm gonna snag
Is
that.
that it?
because I
That doesn't
missed
make-
that
That's the
earlier.
only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low.
Fucking jackasses.
That's about as low as you can get.
Well, get
It was
strapped
one
down,
of you
guys.
killed.
And what reason do you have for?
Because you all had you hated her.
Get strapped down
Is
and
that
get
it?
ready for
That doesn't.
That's the only reason you have her
get ready
accusing
for
us?
a
That's low. That's about as low as you can get. It was one of you killed.
And what reason do you?
Because you hated her.
Is that it?
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low.
What? I'm
That's
sorry,
about
what?
As low as
What?
you can
Get.
What? What?
It was one of you killed.
And what reason do you have?
Because you you hated her.
What?
Is that it?
That doesn't.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low. That's about as
Low as you can get. It was one of you. One of you killed.
And what reason do you have?
Because you hated her.
Come on, you can do
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you
I'm
have
fired.
her.
I missed. I'm fired again. I'm a
About as
miss.
low as you can get. It was one of you killed.
And what reason do you
Because you hated her.
Is that it?
Got it. This
That's
time.
the only
The reason you have her accused?
That's low.
About as low as you can get. It was one of you killed.
And what reason do you
Because you hated her.
Is that it? That's the
The
only
only reason you have her accused?
That's low.
What?
About as low as you can get. It was one of you killed.
And what reason do you
Because you hated her.
Is that it?
That's the only reason you have her
Come on.
accusing us?
Come on. Fuck! It's not even the correct thing.
Shoot.
Damn it. Well, like I
It was
said,
one of
prepared
you.
to be here for
One of
like
you
4
killed.
hours.
And what reason do you
Because you hated her.
Is that
Only
it?
thing.
That's the only
The reason you have her accused?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get. It was one of you.
Yeah, I know I'm
One of
running
you
out of
killed-
And what
time.
reason do you have?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Nope. Okay.
Shoot.
So it is always a count.
It was one of you killed.
And what reason do you
Because you hated her.
Is it this? It's not. It has to be the other one then.
It was
Yeah,
one
well,
of
I
you
could
killed.
just
And what reason do you-
restart,
Because
you
you
know,
all-
it's
you
not like
hated
it's
her.
Is
game
that it?
over.
That's the
The
only
only reason you have her accused?
That's low.
That's about as low as you can get.
I'm a.
It was one of you killed.
And what reason do you
Because you hated her.
Is that it? That's the only reason
That's
Low.
Oh.
That's about as low as you can get.
You don't say.
One of
You
you
don't
killed.
say.
Because you hated her.
Is that it? That's
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
Oh my god.
No, it's wrong.
I did put the burger down.
Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
I can't disagree with Hina. There's a good reason to suspect all 3 of them. Does that mean one of them did it? Yeah. Pocket trash. Instead of pocket sands, pocket trash.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all 3 of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here. I never saw.
That one was
No,
obvious.
it's wrong.
Objection!
Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with
I know
red
I'm on
polka
2
dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's,
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
This means the
Well,
correct one. What if you
I
broke
mean-
into a room?
yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
But Aoi only gave her 1.
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Well,
Yeah,
look at the
so
walkthrough, if
I
you
must
get
have got
really
it
stuck, ask me, will
sometime
do.
before then.
But what Hiro said can't be right. So Sakura could have only gotten the candy after the incident in the nurse's office.
I got it!
That one.
I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was, Oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Yeah.
Why the sudden hostility?
But we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me!
Yeah, it is funny to watch this.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious!
We're here at the stake.
You are hostile.
It's not just normal hostility! You're the real culprit! I even have proof!
Oh, you do?
Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message.
Oh, that was a good fucking word. What would a shining message even
At
be?
the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood,
That
right?
can't because her hands were clean. That is
It was
false.
her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's
You should
true.
only
I saw it for
reenact
myself.
Danganronpa. Oh God.
See? Toko did it!
What are you saying?
Who's murdering
No
who?
way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do you?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
True.
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But you weren't.
But if
anywhere
you
near.
recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime.
Yeah.
So
You're
it's
first
hard
to
to
go.
believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Ate a whole burger and downed the whole can of root beer. Hold on. But when Kyoko found the magazine, it was in, on the magazine.
I got it! Kyoko, you
I'm the
found the
protege,
magazine
so
on
I
the
have
magazine
Hunter.
shelf, right?
That's right.
Oh, excuse me.
Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
Yup.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense,
It
does
does
it?
not.
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
Not really. There's definitely something strange about it. Kyoko found the dying message during the investigation, in which case, it clearly contradicts what Hiro told us. Well, if you're the protagonist, then I'm the antagonist, oh god. Magazine dying message.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun.
Okay.
I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
That is true.
When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your
is true.
problem? What I said makes total sense.
Okay. He said he saw the dying message when he first found the body, but at the time, where was the magazine?
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's
So-
body was discovered.
And I can tell you when
I found that it was
only after the investigation, I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine.
when I pulled it out.
What's your problem? What I
said makes total sense. That time, where was the magazine?
I can tell you exactly when I found when Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you it was only
After the investigation, I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said
Aren't final words.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
Fuck, I forgot about that.
and
I can tell you when it was only after
I found the magazine tucked away on the
magazine when I pulled it out.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Yeah, let me struggle out. Let me
I can
struggle
tell you
over it.
exactly when I found the dying when Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you it was only after
I found the magazine tucked
The
away on the
weirdest
magazine.
stuff
when I
out of
pulled it out.
existence
What's your
first,
problem? What I
so
said makes total sense.
even try this.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
shit, I forgot.
And I can tell
Second
you
one.
that it was only after I found the
Whoops.
magazine tucked away on the when I pulled it out.
What's your what I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly
When I found when Ogre's body was discovered.
There we go.
No, it's wrong.
I got it. I just had to get it
When
like
Sakura's body
correct.
was found,
That's all. I
that
got it,
magazine
though.
was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then. Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Yeah, if I don't request help, I don't want any help.
Hold on! You're focusing on the wrong part! Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and
What
we know
the
who the killer
fuck?
is! Toko!
Read the Vienna sausage? What? What? I'm sorry, Hiro. All credibility after you saying fucking Vienna sausage. Read the Vienna sausage. Out, all the credibility gone, shattered into pieces, just on the floor, lying dead like Hifumi. Alright.
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
Yeah.
He's just trying to confuse us.
Credibility gone. Hifumi gone. Both of them dead on the fucking floor.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
No, I absolutely do doubt it. There's no way Sakura wrote that message. What is our account? Oh, the moment of truth. Oh god.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap.
Fucking. Yep. Uh-huh. I'll go on A. Okay.
The end is nigh! Show me the proof.
There we go.
I'm at least 30% right.
Sure about that, buddy?
The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap.
Fucking failure! Before she died. Nobody believes me. What if she washed her hands before she died? Yes.
I refuse to give up yet.
I can't give up now! I have plot armor! I can never give up! Yeah, I know I'm a failure. Alright, I know I'm a failure. You don't have to tell me. I already know I'm a failure.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest.
There we go.
Show me the proof.
Be Jonathan!
This should prove it.
Donicus! I have not.
I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that
Yeah,
dying
she died.
message.
She washed her hands while
Because
writing the
if you look
message,
at it,
yeah.
The message was almost certainly written using a finger, but both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Say what?
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah.
She used her toe. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
He admits
No,
it.
I have not done a face reveal, and I don't plan on doing one
I
for
figured
a while.
as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Why not?
Because I killed her!
Oh, you're admitting to killing her?
Please, just let me explain what happened.
Well, this was the fucking easiest case trial
I got
ever.
Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before
Well
noon,
then.
just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
Well, case settled. I guess time vote on it. Like time to vote. I guess.
And when I got there,
Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well. Oh, okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might help give you some energy. All of his graduation money gone. Yeah. Oh, sure, thanks.
and that's all she said.
Then
After that, we just stood around in awkward silence.
awkward silence.
Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me.
What if she was just gonna end herself?
She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then I saw my only chance.
I
I
don't
grabbed a
think that
Monokuma
really would
bottle
have.
from the shelf and smashed it across
I
her
really
head.
think that would have.
I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
This is a
Can't
false
believe
story.
you! You're the worst!
That's always
I
a
hope
possibility.
You die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
What if it's a false accusation, though? Not a false accusation, but a false claim.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
True. Poster with the big boot supermodel is the most important clue to this case. Oh god. As that Hiro did that doesn't make any sense. What could he have done after writing the message? Doesn't make any sense. What doesn't make sense here? Who done after? What do you have had to do after writing the message? Had to do. Why did he pick Toko? Well, it wouldn't be this strange for Toko to kill someone at random, right? She's the perfect fall girl. Don't think your suffering is over when you die. I want you to taste all the flavors of eternal pain. Anyway, that's not the point I was trying to make.
Shoot!
Well, I mean, it was still a good point regardless. If I wanted to pin the crime on Toko, there's one thing that doesn't make sense. Why the magazine was
got it!
hidden?
That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it?
True? Haven't mentioned Leon the whole time.
By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf.
I'm gonna move my fucking.
Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh, well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
What if, okay, so what if when he hit her, she didn't die, but she went unconscious, and then somebody else came in afterwards and finished her?
Then he's not lying?
Or then she offed herself after she like woke up after being unconscious from getting hit by Hiro with the bottle. And then she offed herself.
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf.
Yeah, and there's 2 hits to her head too.
In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
Obviously, Hiro just
I don't think there's
double-tapped her
any
with the same
question
bottle.
about that.
But you know what? That makes sense too, because with the weighing from earlier when we weighed the bottles, the one bottle was heavier than the other, so obviously there's probably more shards there.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
True. Someone who wouldn't like what had been written on it, it can only be Toko.
It had to be Toko, right? Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Yeah. Oh, Bill, since you're connected straight into your router now, how's your Wi-Fi?
Is he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I have... Wait, but more important, that doesn't even matter. We already know who did it, right?
Small footprints, small handprints, yeah.
Hiro just admitted it.
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
It runs beautifully good.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
That's good to know.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious. That's just... I don't believe it.
Well, too damn bad.
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
Oh god. For how long, we don't know. Yeah.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
Yes.
I don't really see why, but okay.
We haven't reached the end of the case just yet. Hiro is the real killer. I have to prove that. Is that because there's 2 marks on her head? Is that why? Yoko's examination summary. I think it's the summary.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I
believe
grabbed a
that's the
Monokuma
evidence I
bottle
have
from the
to
shelf
use here.
nearby. And I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You're awful, yeah, obviously.
You hit her from behind.
Mhm.
And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
There we go.
No, that's wrong. If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
Mm-hmm.
2?
Yeah, she had 2
That's
head
right.
wounds.
She had 2
I got that
separate
one on the
wounds
first
her
try,
head.
guys.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
True.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
And when she fell, yeah.
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Or something similar.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles.
Oh, it looks like there's 2 missing. I just noticed that, actually. I just noticed that there appears to be 2 missing.
Once you understand that point, You'll
just
understand why
noticed that
two
now.
separate Monokuma bottles must have been used.
That would be them wearing
Think back.
differently.
After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right?
Yes.
And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
Terrible Detective Ghost. Well, fuck you two.
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy.
There appears to be a gap.
If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it
Yeah,
should become
and that
clear.
too, the types of chess pieces. The correlation between the Monokuma bottles, I feel like it's starting to become clear. The connection must be... It's the objects of the Monokuma figures, yep. Monokuma figures, the bottles, and the Hangman's Gambit. Shit, I don't know how to fucking spell, Jesus. Fucking couldn't remember how to spell for a second there.
That's it! The chess pieces!
Yes.
Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
That would be correct.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was
Knight.
the knight, if I remember.
So we're also missing the king.
So, what's that matter?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces.
Yep.
The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4.
Oh, we're missing the queen?
And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, I think we're missing the queen.
Oh, so
Yeah.
the queen is missing.
Queen is missing, yeah. I'm a fucking
So we
terrible
only have
detective.
evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while 1 apparently went missing.
Yes.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Checkmate, bitch.
Yeah. Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case.
In fact, that is false.
That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No, it's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
Shattered, absolutely broken, just like Hifumi laying on the fucking floor dead, and Hiro's credibility, also dead on the floor. Broken.
I got it! The bottle must have been broken,
What makes you so sure?
because there was evidence at this...
Huh?
Yep.
That's right. We
Found
found evidence that
evidence.
shows there was more than just 1 broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
Was it just a single broken bottle, and the evidence that proves that is? Kyoko and I figured out before. It is the... Where is it? Monokuma bottle
I
experiment.
got it! Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles.
We did, in fact, do that.
And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is
There's more pieces in the one
there was
bag.
actually more than
Small
1
bottle.
bottle's worth of shattered glass.
Exactly.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles,
Alright,
along
yeah,
with the
good
figure
one, man.
inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces. Which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
Yeah.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like
To
that
hide
anyway?
the evidence? Why else?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
There's no doubt that the second missing Monokuma bottle is involved in this case. It's been used by some bowling aficionados.
I got it! The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle.
Correct.
Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her.
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am.
You know what? You know what? I can agree with that here.
Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Oh,
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
interesting. You did?
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room.
We don't need evidence. We just all need to agree on who to kill. Toko. No one likes you. No one likes blonde, bitch.
I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
I mean,
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
Let's kill them both then.
You don't know what you're talking about. I never
Unfortunately,
went in the
we
rec
can't kill
room.
them both. We can only kill one person, and if it's wrong, then we all die.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe
It's
she
the
found somewhere
locker.
to hide.
What? Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm in the
Whoa.
locker.
Why are you all ganging up on me?
I'm
You're all
waiting.
nothing but vermin.
I'm just waiting for her to like sneeze and just fucking genocide Jill come out. No, it's not ridiculous at all. The proof that shows Toko was hiding in the rec room. All I have, and I have it. She left it there for anyone to find. New element has added the bullet time battles. Yes. So far, you're probably pressing the Y button during your final strike without a second thought. From now on, you're going to have to pay a little extra attention to your finishing blow. You're going to have to choose the proper truth bullet to use during your coup de grace. You select it the same way as during the non-stop debate. Simply press the left bumper. Also, like the debates, if your logic difficulty is set to kind, you'll have fewer bullets to choose from. But for educational purposes, we're just going to pretend you're set to mean regardless. Just this once, okay? Oh, by the way, you're about halfway through the game now. You go! Well then, good luck and have fun! Ooh, midway point! Oh god.
It's a lie. I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No! That's enough. I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie.
that one.
This should prove it.
Oh, she fucking dead. She gone.
Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up, right?
Yeah!
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Now, what would be really fucked up is if Hiro's not the killer, Toko's not the killer, but someone else is the killer.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Then you killed Sakura!
No, we still don't have concise evidence, though.
No, I swear, there's no way!
It's Aoi, yeah.
Out with it.
Probably is, actually.
I probably did kill her.
Straight up again.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened
Oh
between
my
you and
God.
Sakura?
Talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on.
Fucking rat chase.
So I
Fucking
figured
weirdo.
I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
And did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But still, that doesn't explain how A, she was locked in the room in the protein shaker. Nor does it, like, nothing has explained the C9 container being in the A section of the chem lab. Nor the spilled stuff in the footprints.
But when you did,
yeah.
you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
Gotta make sure she was dead.
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around, there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me.
There's a lot of unanswered questions here.
When I saw all that blood, I fainted. Right there in front of the magazines.
So
I
is
don't
that
remember
her
what
blood in
happened
front of
after
it?
that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Genocide Jill. Her, you mean... There it is!
Haha, guess who's back?
Oh my god.
It was your fault after all.
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Welcome the pervert into the room.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... Splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that.
No, we don't want you genocide Jill.
And, well,
True.
I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible.
No, you're terrible.
No, she's terrible. Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever.
I don't think
And
this
when
should
it was
be
all
your,
over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to
should
get
be
rid of the
where you
evidence,
genocide
didn't
Jill.
you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman. If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master.
Oh god.
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I just can't catch catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack, no problem.
Even as strong as she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
True.
Hey, come on. That's, you know.
That's Frenchina said Jill is the victim here, yeah.
But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
So that's good? Keep talking like that, and Hina's gonna...
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
Hina, stop. Huh? I thought for sure you had some words for Hiro on that
What's
one.
wrong? Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right?
Oh my
Let's
God,
do
Hina,
this.
stop.
No, not quite
Yes,
yet.
thank you, blonde bitch. For once, you're useful.
Huh? Not yet? Why not
You're
yet?
useful for once.
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
It was actually useful. It's a fucking miracle.
Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
No, was it?
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Gaggle of idiots.
Your wish is my command, darling.
Oh wait, con your ass. Stop pooping on every piece of evidence, yeah. Not over yet, is it? The one who code Sakura is... No fucking idea. Nick, your argument... Kyoko's status as Sakura, yellow powder, I think, is going to be the most
I was
useful
just
here.
sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me.
Or
I
it might
remember
be...
waking up right in
might
front
be
of the
status,
magazine
actually.
shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
It might be that one, actually. Second shot from Toko is what killed Sakura, then the problem is, when did Sakura die? It was...
I was just sleeping, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
I remember waking up.
You were taken by surprise. So you smashed her head.
You got it!
And where
Did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
No, it's wrong.
Getting pretty good at this, if I say so myself.
We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair.
Yep.
If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
That would be
So,
correct.
you finally noticed.
Yeah.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Yes.
You sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
True. That has to be it. Evidence that proves that there was an attack in front of the magazine shelf. Yes.
I got it! Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf.
Yeah, that would be correct.
The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right?
Why was she...
All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors.
True.
There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room,
True.
still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
That is false. What's about...
So she just hid in there till everyone showed up
And
and
it
opened
was
the door?
you. Yeah.
And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
That is false.
No, I don't think that's possible.
The reason there's no way Toko was hiding in the locker room is because... I was in the locker!
I got it! Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open.
Keep pressing the button.
So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
She
I
was...
don't know. room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very
True.
much.
I still can't get over her, like, fucking abnormally long tongue. She was just
You're
invisible,
lying.
yeah. She drank a potion of invisibility.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
Yes! Fucking blonde bitch, you're
But if
useful for
Genocide
once.
Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head. Nope.
And
How does she talk with it? Yeah, seriously.
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
The protein.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Clearly missing something so important. There's another piece. Maybe it's... Yellow powder. Okay, I'm not entirely sure.
What was
so
it that
then we'll
killed
go with
Ogre?
the thing here.
If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're dead set on
Fucking
blaming me,
missing the thing.
huh?
There's one place I might find a clue. It'd have to be written in there.
What was it that killed Ogre?
If it wasn't from Jennifer, what
Maybe
was it?
There's no other possible what killed Sakura. I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
Oh no.
So you're dead set on blaming
Oh
me,
no, I
huh?
missed, so I fucking...
What was it that
Killed up. If it wasn't from Jennifer, what was it?
There's no other possible what killed Sakura. I can't think of anything other than the shot.
Yeah, there we go. I fucking missed the first time. Kirigi's ultimate necromancer genocide Jill can be invisible. What else? Yeah.
According to the
Oh,
molecule
you can't forget about the everyone
Sakura
having
had vomited
teleportation.
blood.
Can't forget about the
I think
teleportation.
we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her
Yes.
mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles,
What?
she cut the inside of her mouth.
What? Hina, your credibility is starting to look like Hifumi on the floor.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood.
Her can teleport and Hifumi can walk.
Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
She's a necromancer. What do you expect?
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
Ah, yes, because Kyoko gets off by solving mysteries.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
True.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
Yeah.
You're making me go all weak in the knees!
Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up,
It
Genocide
isn't
Jill.
possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Yeah.
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
You solve this mystery, getting Kyoko. I'll execute myself.
Not in the rec room? And I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals.
Is this where the C9 and the shelf A comes into
And
play?
that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
Yes.
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A,
Section
B,
A,
and C.
Yep.
In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
No.
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Follow the poison back that you showed us. I'm sure where he got it. The same shelf as all the supplements.
I got it!
Section A.
The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? But you just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Baika put the bottle of poison to his lips and...
Huh? Master!
We were so shocked at what we were seeing, all we could do was stand there and watch. But as if it were the most natural thing in the world, Baika was calm as ever.
Ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble!
Damn.
You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
Dude's really positive.
Flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Yeah.
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Coco took the bottle from Baika and scraped out the bits of the contents with one finger. She touched her finger to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
Yep.
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
Bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder. You mean that conversely the poison must have been in, could it be? It was in the protein shaker. Oh god. Oh, drink, not shake. Okay, there we go.
Now I understand. The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
That would be correct.
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you
Only
accept
logical
that,
conclusion.
it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Something at the scene. Okay. Protein
I
drink.
got it! You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly
Yep.
poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
Yep.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison.
Yep.
And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
So she killed herself.
Evidence revealing
Could
who
be.
replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
No, I don't think so though. It was a showed who switched them. It has to be. It must be what we found in front of the shelf. That would be the footprints. Footprints in the powder.
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf.
Have fun. Goodbye, Xbox. Have a good one. Yeah, finally
That's
the
the evidence you're
footprints.
talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected.
True.
What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
Let me guess. Hina's like, no, I did it.
It was me.
Yep.
The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
That ogre's killer was...
I fucking knew it, yeah.
I did it. I killed Sakura.
So, we've had 3 fucking separate people claim that they killed Sakura. Who the fuck is...
Just as I suspected.
Finally, we have like a decisive answer now.
The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it.
We suspected as much as we did.
And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
Sneakers, huh? The only people wearing sneakers here are... Makoto... Yeah, obviously Makoto and Leon, no. Makoto and...
I got it! Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
You fucking took my shoe! These footprints must be... Makoto, are they yours? No! Okay then, let me see your shoes, and I'll confirm their size for myself.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
I wonder what our
Plus,
execution's
Hina's been
gonna
acting
be.
strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
True.
Well, it's just... the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way.
Yep, always the ones that are closest to you that will betray you
Because
the
they were so
easiest.
close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction.
Yep.
She deceived
Oh,
the
whoops.
victim, and she tried to deceve all of us.
Skip
I
over
have
some
to
dialogue,
say,
but oh
Hina,
well.
coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
It was.
Hina, is it true? Did you really kill
Hina, you
Sakura?
monster, yeah.
And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
Yep.
And then she downed it all at once. and then
Hold it! I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you?
No! No! Kyoko, why? Kyoko, why?
You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them.
Yeah, just fucking pin it on someone.
Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
Wait, we still haven't explained why there was a chair.
You say that, but I'm still not
That
convinced.
still hasn't been explained.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's
Interesting.
still
That's a
that
big
one
word.
unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Yeah.
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
Well, that doesn't matter.
Oh my god.
Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. but the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
What if
Are
it
you
was
sure
a
about that?
switch?
Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it
What if
just
she
doesn't
actually just murdered herself?
What doesn't fit?
fit. I mean,
Off herself.
why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious.
Just kill someone,
Too
pull out
easy.
your Glock and kill everyone. You win a good game. We're good, yeah.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
That was... I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't
Fucking
notice?
Makoto pulls out a Glock and just shoots everyone.
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Actually, no, because that would be violating the rules, because one suit can only kill 2 people, so, I mean, therefore he would also die.
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Oh my god.
Hina, please, I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit.
Bash his head on the wall. Stop your sobs.
There's nobody else to
Yeah.
suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina.
I wonder what Monokuma
Start from the
thinks
moment
of
you
this right
arrived at the
now.
chem lab.
I wonder what he's thinking.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
Okay.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything
Get a
I
lice
did got found
Makoto.
out.
Monokuma is
And
in the same bout as
that's
us.
it.
Just get over with it. Yeah. Let's get it over with.
That story you just told. First, you went to Section C to get the poison, then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Seems like it.
Yeah.
But if that's true, there should be footprints. Isn't that a little strange?
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the
Big
same
Mac, oh
thing
my
no matter
God.
how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
How long? Till we figure it out. Till I uncover the full truth in this case. Here we go again! Footprints in the powder. I think that's part of it. No, we had to use the footprints, didn't we?
First, I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled
You're
some of the
just not being
powder on the
stupid,
ground
yeah.
in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A. And that's where I switched the powders. Once I was done
Okay.
switching them, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in Section A.
Yeah.
Then I took the bottle with the poison in it and left the chem lab.
Okay.
That's all there is to it.
Honestly, that's enough.
Okay,
How
I
much
think I
longer must
know.
we tolerate?
I think I know which one it is.
First I went to... That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle,
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to...
No, that's wrong.
Objection!
You said you went to get the poison from Section C, and that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Is what
Yeah?
she said.
What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein.
Yeah, I know, I'm getting good at this.
But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A. That contradicts what you just said.
It does?
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
I was just so nervous, so I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well,
You lied to us, plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious.
So was it her?
The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
well, you see...
What the? What the hell? What's going on here?
I don't even know what's going on here.
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account. Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
Huh?
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Is it actually poison?
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
Huh? A piece of glass.
It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle. And the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then. Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Is it a piece of the glass from the broken window?
Huh? Me?
Is that what it is?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
Shard of light blue glass Kyoko found in a bottle of poison. I think I remember now. The rec room window.
I got it! It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
Yeah.
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right.
I've gotten away
It
with it
must
if we're
be.
for meddling kids,
Of
yeah.
course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
True.
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Where was the bottle of poison should have been when I broke the rec room window? According to what Hina told us, Section A of the shelf.
I got it! The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
Yep.
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein...
Whoops.
That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that.
Moving so fast for blonde bitch. Glass was under the
But
can.
before we
yeah.
do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Yes, obviously.
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
Fusion, there's proof. It's the fact that the glass was underneath the can, where it should have been. It's
When
none
it
of
comes to
those.
that protein can, there's not a
It's
doubt
none
in
of
my
these.
mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
Yeah.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
Lock room, in other words, if I concentrate on that, I think I.
When it comes to that protein, there's not a doubt in
I
my
might
mind
get this
until
one
the
wrong.
locked room was unlocked.
Ah, I got it wrong. Okay. What does that have to do with it? What do you-
Shoot!
I got it wrong for once.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind until the locked room was unlocked. It absolutely wasn't.
So you're saying someone planted it there after?
No. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
So it's
Shoot.
none of that.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind until the locked room was unlocked. It absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before.
There we go.
No, that's wrong. You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it,
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
It would.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it?
It's
As
blonde
long
bitch,
as it was
yeah.
a locked
It
room,
might- I
it
don't
only
know at this
contained the
point.
bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
Wait, so if that's true, okay, so blonde bitch. So blonde bitch had to have been the one that poisoned her and left the bottle of. No. I don't know at this point, actually. If it's not blonde bitch, we did it together as a family,
that's
yeah.
all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it, knowing what it
Well,
was?
I'm assuming she went there to offer.
Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already! Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify
Oh God,
one other
Kyoko,
thing.
shush!
We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
The one who got the poison from the chem lab and brought it to the rec room. Got the poison. Sakura.
I got it! I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab.
Okay, we love
right
you,
to
we
the
do,
section full
but
of
you make us
poisons.
sad any longer. I would travel the multiverse to kill you. Oh God.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
No, it's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to Section C. Kyoko already showed me the evidence I needed. Now I have to hit Hina with it. I have to make her accept it. Oh my God, this is like the third one of these.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong!
No,
I'm telling you,
wrong.
I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar!
No,
Wrong.
you're a liar.
You're wrong! I hate you!
Same.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar!
God, that one went really fast. Jesus.
Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took
This should prove it.
She's dead!
Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did.
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it?
Maybe. No. Never mind.
So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura.
Yeah.
And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing,
True.
which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
No, not really.
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
Bro, we've had 3 separate people say that they killed her,
No.
alright?
You didn't kill her.
No one's guilty other than her. The one that killed Sakura. Mixture between Sakura and the poison. Unsolved mystery of the locked room. Only one way to explain it.
Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Yes.
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
Correct.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up.
It does.
Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it. All so she could end her own life.
Yep.
And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Because of course, Sakura wanted.
I got it! The
wanted
locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it.
Yep.
At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you?
So would she be classified as the blackened, or is there no blackened one here technically?
When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right?
But why?
I was too
Because she
shocked
was the
to notice
mastermind
anything.
spy,
And
don't you
Kyoko
remember?
was busy checking the body.
Don't you remember everyone found out that she was the mastermind spy, so she just decided, assuming she just decided to take her own life, so she didn't have, like, anything. Monokuma has hostages, so assuming she just took her own life to bypass all that.
And the more I
Yeah.
think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the room. Left the rec room.
You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room.
Yep.
When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
They do.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room,
I got everyone. What? Ogre! Oh, so she's dead, huh? Sakura's been killed. I see.
while everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
Yep.
No! I killed her! I did it!
Poor
That's
Monokuma.
enough, Hina. It's over.
Poor Monokuma.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is. Actually, no. You're right.
What?
We have to end this properly.
Oh my god. Oh, here we go. Oh. Okay. Bep. that's... Andy's just a distraction. Flop. 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 No, she... That goes there. No, that doesn't go there. That goes there. This one goes there. Then this goes there. Maybe I got it right on the first try. Maybe, just maybe.
This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others, Toko.
Yep.
She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot.
That would be correct. Oh, is the lockers are flipped, I think. Yeah, the lockers are flipped. Whoops. Okay, that's not that big of a... That's not that big of a...
Here's exactly what happened. But one of them headed out a... She got there one step ahead.
Yeah, there we go.
And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it.
Dumbass.
Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura.
Yep.
To that end, he wrote down a name.
Toko.
Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down.
Yep.
Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted.
And then Genocide
This
Joe.
caused her personality to switch back
Genocide
over
Jack.
to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura. And she freaked out.
Bottle number 2.
And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon.
Yep.
But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death?
Poison.
It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the dead.
Huh. Well, that's a new one. Well, that's a new one. My fucking stream ended. That's a new one. That's a fucking new one. My fucking stream ended. That's new.
Sakura took her own life. And
Yep.
you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
Damn, we missed it. Eh, it didn't miss an overly large amount,
That's
so.
what happened?
My curse has been passed on. Oh god.
But, Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Because you're an asshole, that's why.
Oh, well, I mean,
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
True. So there's just not another blackened one. Huh. Hey, not bad. 93 mono coins at the end here. Damn.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point.
Wonder what Bear has to say. Yeah. Cleared a cash trial without using your concentration skill a single time.
Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I agree with Mom.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me.
That sucks.
Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe
Yep.
you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
No
What's it
idea.
gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Sakura, yeah. Ba-ba-bum! You hit the jackpot! Woo!
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. One who had killed Sakura was Sakura
My
herself.
entire...
Okay, we're done here.
What did you say?
So that's the whole truth, huh? I see. But there's still one thing I don't
Come
understand. Hina, why'd you try and cover up what happened? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died among
What
the
are you
rest
thinking?
of us. And yet you, why did you do
Don't
that?
be mean!
Yeah, we almost died
What
there.
is this?
Because that's exactly what I wanted. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died is because all of you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So
You
that's why
should have been the one to die.
I couldn't let her be the only one that died.
What?
You don't mean you were gonna take us all with you? We have to atone for our sins because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We have to pay for our crimes.
What?
For serious? That's
What is this?
still don't understand then? You still don't understand? Then let me explain. Do you realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. That's... I'll go down with your ship, yeah. I found it on the ground in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note. Suicide note? Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. Yeah, probably. It was right after the genocide Jack had attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me. I'm fine. I can't calm down! I don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault after all. But now you're suffering
No
because of me.
forgiveness!
You tried to protect me, but because
I
of
can't
me,
forgive this!
my closest friend got hurt. So Sakura,
I-
because of me, my friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault, which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked to meet with them. You asked to meet with those three? You can't! Don't you see how dangerous that is? Don't worry, I just want to talk to them. Talk about what? Listen, don't do it. If they all gang up on you at once, you know, please don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy.
They're friends.
Yeah, they're friends. Sakura. She clearly believed in all of us. If you just talked to her, you would have understood she was a friend to all of us.
Why?
And yet... You trampled all over her feelings, and then you did the unthinkable. No, that was just a misunderstanding. Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you, and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her.
Forgive you.
You have any idea how desperate she was, seeing you act like that? That's what her suicide note means. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hands. This is a sad chapter. Don't remember who said that, but they were right. Yeah.
Why?
That's how far you punished her. You've pushed her.
Huh?
Sakura, what happened to you?
Hina.
Hina, you came. Wait right here. I'll help you out.
Hina.
Huh?
I'm so glad I got to meet you. Well, what's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
Huh?
A favor?
Some protein.
I'd like some protein. Could I ask you to... Yeah, you got it. Just hang on. I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to get the protein she'd asked for, but when I got there, I saw the powder. That's when I realized I saw that someone had taken something from the poison shelf. Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. But by the time I got there, it was already too late. Sakura!
Please.
Let me in. Please open the door.
Why? Why?
Why? Why does she have to die? She had weaknesses, just like any other person. If she got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. That's weakness. That's normal. And
Why?
yet, you all blamed her. I tried to protect her, and I suffered for it. And that's just added to the weight she had to carry. And I didn't even realize it. We killed her. All of us. We pushed her into a corner, and we murdered
Why?
her. People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. That's why you tried to lead us astray. You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to free her of her regrets. But even that got found out. In the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her after this.
Hey!
I'm so sorry to interrupt right now. Interrupt right when you're about to deliver the final tearjerker. But
Hey!
I was just taking so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really think we have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What is this?
What did you say? Everything you just said is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your own opinion on what her suicide
What
note.
are you saying?
Of course. I know what she was thinking. Because her and me...
In other words,
Well, what I'm really trying to say is...
yes, indeed.
Don't you think the entire foundation is shaky? What if it was really like
What the
this?
heck?
What is that?
Of course.
Isn't it obvious? Suicide note. Sakura's suicide note. Last Testament. Sakura Ogami. Well, what? But he already... Oh, I wrote that one. It was on me. It was on me, baby.
It's true.
This is the one Sakura addressed to Hina and put in her room. What? Then you lied to me?
Unbelievable.
Oh, don't say lie. I made it sound so... It makes it sound so dirty. I just thought I'd I'd liven things up a
Well
bit.
now,
I can't help it. You totally took my little scribbles at face value. I didn't even have Sakura's signature on it. You filthy little... I'm not filthy! I didn't do anything! Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial? The case played out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around. Heck, even if the will had factored in, it still would have been between you guys. So what's the problem? This is all part of the production process, okay? And scene. Cut.
And
So then, what did she write in her real suicide note?
What are you gonna do?
Glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice.
Hey!
But you know, have you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first
But
place?
hold on.
And isn't it just so unfortunate? Killing yourself is just so final, you know? You can never hear the rest of their story. The truth is lost in darkness. Gives me the willies.
enough already.
Would you get on with it, please?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, jeez. Talk about a buzzkill. Alright, here we go. Ahem. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night in this strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
The mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
Interesting. You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for
I
300
couldn't
years.
let it be destroyed under my watch. So even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness. Because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the
And
mastermind.
what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I suspected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive, I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind, and more than
I
anything,
cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
yep, that's how I came to feel. So that's why Sakura,
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
of course, because of that, I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic, or just moronic.
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want
So
to make
this is
on
my
me.
atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me. Which is exactly what the mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
Yep. A betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get this situation under control. And to fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit
But I've
murder.
decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
Myself. If their mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give up
If
my
it can
life.
save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
I've never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
Then Sakura didn't feel cornered. She didn't die hating us. She wanted to stop us from fighting, to protect
Correct.
us. She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much, no normal person could do that.
However,
It was only her limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really, truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I can thwart the Mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is the path that I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Bayaka, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully then,
I never
you'll see.
saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else.
Why should like Hina's the next one to be murdered?
No matter what, just survive.
That'd be fucking ridiculous.
But
Feel that? Yeah. This is... I didn't understand how she felt. Not at all. I thought we were close and
What
still.
are you gonna do?
But in the end, all her meddling was like totally pointless.
Oh.
She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyway. Thanks to her, thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit the big one. She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead, she deserves it. Now then, the next victim has been decided. What do you mean, next victim? Nobody here blames anyone. First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with that fake suicide note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste. Because she made us remember. We're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together.
You know?
Damn straight! This is all because of our misplaced...
Well?
I don't blame her. I can't blame her. And nobody can blame Hina either. Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered. Because the only one we needed to destroy is you. Nobody else.
What do you want?
What the heck? That's not how this is supposed to go. But anyway, are you sure about that? This killing game is a competition between all of you, remember?
Hey!
Your enemy is each other. He's absolutely right about that. Ah, lovely Bayaka. You understand, don't you? This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I am bowing out of the game. Huh?
Naturally.
Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear the others have cast aside their fears for this
Don't
game.
make me repeat myself.
There's no point in participating in a game which has already lost their sense of excitement. Which is why I will no longer be participating in it. What's going on here? Now I only have one thing
It's all clear now.
and that is to heap the harshest possible punishment onto the one who think they can control me. Bayaka, does this mean? Don't misunderstand. I haven't been moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism, if that's what you mean. Wherever Master goes, I go, and if the mastermind turns out to be a guy, maybe I can catch a fire. Everyone! Well? Ooh, plot twist, yeah. Well, now you can say that Sakura's death had no meaning. How boring. But nothing good can come of this. I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time.
What the heck?
The fun time? Anyway, let's forget about that. Good for nothing backstabber and get back
You
on
want
track.
me to punish you guys?
It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Punishment time!
What?
Wait, but Sakura was technically a killer, right? She's dead. You're not gonna...
But
Is it me?
Wrong.
Oh, heavens no. Just because the Blackened is dead doesn't mean I can't just sub in whatever old student I want. Didn't I tell you I'm very particular about the fair times one rule?
Listen up.
But I spent so much time preparing my special punishment, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste.
Yahoo!
To provide special punishment, I've prepared a special guest. special guest.
Let's give
Alter
it
ego?
everything we've got! It's
Is it alter
punishment
ego?
time!
It is. Fucking found alter ego. Fucking poor alter ego. Is it playing now? It's paused. Okay. Now is it playing? Okay. You suck, man! You turned into a mangled hunk of junk! Whew. They really took it out of me. You ever go grill up a plate of chicken? After all, they say for post-workout grub, chicken's where it's at, and I'm all about the grilled goodness. Fried, boiled, give me a break. The color, the smell, the succulence, grilled is where it's at. Laughing.
So,
I realize how dangerous it could be, but still, I have to do this. I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. Yeah, poor innocent alter ego. So it's okay.
gonna do my
If it's for the sake of everyone else, I won't be afraid. You know, although alter ego might be now dead, maybe like alter ego left like a flash drive or some shit with that on it somewhere. Alter ego's words raced through my heart and soul, and my disbelief gave way to raw anger. Anger turned to fury, black and muddy and boiling over. It bubbled up through my body, quickly overflowing and shooting out my mouth. How dare you! That was my friend! Press her fingers for flash drives, yeah. How dare you kill her? Huh? You're friends with a laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next? Friends with a basketball? Shut the hell up. He wasn't just a laptop. He was my friend! And you killed him! Is this what you call animism? Where soul dwells within all things, even like laptops? Well, you can call it whatever you want. Bottom line is, it got in my way. It was trying to find things out all sneaky. So you finally noticed him.
Actually?
Finally. No. I knew about it from the very beginning. I knew Shihiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze data. I knew exactly how it was all going to play out from the start. What?
What are you thinking?
You knew? And you still cocky enough to let us take the plunge? Starting to sound like Hifumi? Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, the data in that laptop, it was, I guess you could call it a gift from me to you. Or maybe more like a reward in honor of you being able to unlock something so difficult. So of course, I didn't care if you got access to that. But sneaking into the network was just too personal. So I had to do a little, you know, reformatting.
I want to be able to help.
I want to be helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here. Alter Ego wanted to fight for us. Wanted to help at the risk of his own life. And for that, he was killed. Yeah, the punishment time had made me feel a billion times better.
Very nice.
Exercising a meaningless death is so soothing. It makes me remember that every that every low can get even lower. No, his death wasn't meaningless either. Everybody who died so far, the deaths of each and every one of our friends, they all make us stronger. I swear to God, someday you will pay for this. Holy moly, you're super mad. Like, just unreasonably upset. Okay, time to bring things to a close. Oh, but before that, I need to read the postscript.
What?
Postscript?
Yep.
And there's still a bit more left of Sakura's note. Huh? Boo-hoo! Do I have your attention? Okay then, here we go. Prepare your ears for the dulcet tones of yours truly. One other thing, Hina. There's something I'd like you to tell the others. Hopefully it will act as a clue to help you unravel the mystery of this school. What? A clue?
Hina.
I've spoken with the mastermind off and on the whole time I've been here. So I've learned one thing, which is the mastermind has done something to us. I think what they've done is... Oopsie daisy! That was a close one. Another word would have been hip deep in spoiler territory. Okay, I don't want to ruin the surprise, so book club is dismissed for today. Fucking jackass. What? You can't just stop at the most important bit. Makes your brain rumble and tumble, huh? It makes you so mad that you don't even friggin' know, huh?
You guys?
That's the whole point, stupid. Is to get back at all of you for hardening your resolve. Fine, but at least Sakura's no. Like I'd ever let any of you greaseballs have it. But
Too bad.
Sucks for you, losers. So mastermind altered everyone, yeah. Wait, what's this? What is it now? There's one last line in the note. Let me just say this to the mastermind. I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you, you bastard. No matter what. And that's seriously it. Huh? Wow, what a stubborn loser, huh? She won't lay down and die. She'll fight you. Oh, whatever. Who cares what some dead musclehead has to say? Okay, I'm out of here. You guys should try to get some rest, you know. And maybe even take some time to reconsider how you approach this school life of yours. Are you sure you don't want to graduate? Can you really cut free from the regrets of the outside world? Pooh-hoo. Think about that. Think long, think hard. Those were his parting words to us before disappearing. But what was that all about? Sakura's final message? Her last clue to help us solve the mystery of this school? The mastermind did something to us? Obviously, they implanted microchips into us. Kyoko said something like that before, didn't she? It was after Celeste's trial was over.
You...
What did you do? What did you do to my body?
Hey.
What? Answer me. What did you do to my body? Mastermind did something to our bodies. What are they saying the mastermind did? What did the mastermind do to us? No idea. I mean, did the mastermind plant a bomb in us or something? If we try to leave the school, the sensor goes off, the bomb explodes. I've seen stuff like that in the movies and comics and stuff, so it's not totally unheard of. I see a bit of foreshadowing here. No, I feel awful just thinking about it. I can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
Yo!
So the class trial is over. Monakuma's gone. So now what do we do? What else is there other than to head back up? Monokuma is just an analogy for the government. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, let's get out of here. But Hina must still feel responsible. Dial back that ego a bit, girl. The kind of mystery someone like you could pose is absolutely no threat. I'd never have lost to that kind of challenge. What are you talking about? Kyoko and Makoto are the ones that figured everything out.
Stop talking.
Shut up. Seriously, I'm sorry. How many times do you plan to apologize? How about you make that the last one? I haven't, reached a point where I need someone apologizing to me more than once.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Then I'll try. Huh? That's totally wasn't normal, right? Did she just capture his flag?
No, 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 no!
Uh-oh, we got a genocide drill now. I cannot suffer the existence of someone who would disturb the romance between me and Master. Well, what are you talking about? That's absolutely not what's happening here. Why would I ever go for a sleazeball like him?
What did you say?
Bird, blonde bitch, bird. Sleazeball? That's right, I called you a sleazeball. Because you are, sleazeball.
See.
Apparently, you still have a death wish. Oh. Oh, more biting sarcasm? No wonder you don't have any friends.
No, 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 no!
Hey, stop fighting with Master. You're making me jealous. I want the abuse. Give and take me. I guess it's not so easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, that's just how it is for now. And so, Sakura's class trial came to an end, and we returned to the world of Hope's Peak Academy. And here goes the hate again, yeah. But the story wasn't even close to over. Time kept marching on, and we all went back to our rooms, and before long, night snuck up on us. Ding dong, ding bong.
This
School
soon
announcement.
the doors,
10
okay
PM,
then.
Yep, okay. Normal school announcement. Nighttime descended and pulled me down along with it, down into sleep. I couldn't remember the last time I'd fallen into such a deep sleep. But the night still wasn't over for me. A voice. I could hear a voice. Am I getting possessed? What? Up. Wake up. Huh? The voice dragged me from my deep slumber into hazy half-consciousness. My eyelids were like lead. It's Kyoko. She's gonna fucking stab us.
Yes, it's me.
Huh? Kyoko?
I said yes.
So Kyoko's here.
Wait, what?
Time unknown. In a flash, I was wide awake. What are you doing here? I'm here to wake you up. Oh, I see. Wait, but my door... It was unlocked. You're unbelievably careless. It was unlocked?
Hey.
Are you serious? Anyways, always. Jeesh. And you don't have to overact like that every time you're surprised. What
Correct.
time is it? 3 o'clock in the morning, of course. It's 3 a.m.? Why was Kyoko waking me up at this hour? No idea. You're about to get, like, freaky? Kyoko kills Makoto. Oh, God. It's so late. What happened? I have a favor I need to ask. What's your favor? Remember what Sakura said at the end of her notes? I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you. I want to find out what she mean by that. Okay, but how do we plan to do that? Then Kyoko put her lips next to my ear and whispered. Data center on the 4th floor.
Goodbye.
What? I'll meet you there. Without another word, she was gone. What the? The words reverberated through my half-dazed head. Data center? But I thought it was locked. Oh, do I have to go? Wrong button. We're just rolling in fucking mono coins right now. Like, absolutely rolling in them. I can't. I have to actually walk. Sure, we'll pause real quick. I need to go get water, so perfect timing. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I am back. Sorry about that. We're just waiting on Sunfire to get back. You still there, Bill? Or did you fall asleep on us? Welcome back. Leave the area. Made my way into the after-hours school and headed to the data center on the 4th floor. Oh, excuse me. It's not midnight, it's 3. Eventually, I wound up at the data center, but when I arrived, Yoko's not here. That's weird. She said she'd meet me. Is she maybe inside already? Put my hand on the door with a certain amount of force. Rattle, rattle. It didn't open. I tried again, but... Did I hallucinate? It must be locked. What was it Kyoko said? Data center on the 4th floor.
What's this?
Oh ho, what are you doing up, mister? Ah! Breaking into a locked room is incredibly prohibited, don't you know? Oh well, I just... Trying to tell me you didn't actually bust in yet, right? But I can see that, you adult. Don't waste my time telling me crap I can see for myself.
Unbelievable.
You look like you might break in any second, so I just thought I'd give you a friendly reminder. Or you're gonna try and tell me you were sleepwalking or something. No, nothing like that. It's 3 in the morning. For crying out loud, even I get tired, you know? Stop being weird and go back to bed. Well, what's
Just
wrong
a second.
now? Why are you out here making a racket? Yoko.
You too?
Now you two?
Guys?
Whatever, the two of you. Just get back to bed. I'm positively exhausted from the class
It's true.
trial. Sure, you got it. Come on, Makoto. Let's head back.
Hey,
What? Can you hear me? We're leaving. I have no idea what's going
Shall
on
we go?
anymore. Don't worry about it. Let's just go. Okay. Yeah. Go on. Get out of here. Shoo. So we left and went back to our rooms. And
goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, hold on. Listen, what was that about just now? She woke me up, made me go to the data center, which just so happened to be locked. Then she showed up late, and we leave without checking a single thing. What was the point of all that? Don't worry about it. I figured that would be the end of our conversation, just like always, but...
Goodbye.
Well then, good night. Sure. And then that was over. But as I turned to leave...
Mukuro Ikusaba.
Oh, a new person. Kyoko was right next to me once again, whispering into
Mukuro
my ear.
Ikusaba. The
Mukuro
16th
Isakaba.
student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The
Oh.
one they call the ultimate despair.
Oh, interesting.
Watch out for her.
Chapter 4, All-Star Apologies. The end. Excuse me. 7? Question mark? To be continued. Received the altar lump present. Interesting. Yes, save. Yes.
Mukuro
4 by
Ikusaba.
Gore. Mukuro Ikusaba.
Mukuro
What?
Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this
Oh
school.
look, it's only 1:30 a.m.
The
Yeah.
one they call the ultimate despair.
Yeah. Once here in a little bit, once this all gets done, yeah, the stream
Watch
will
out
be
for
over.
her.
Kyoko told me to watch out for her. Mukuro Isukaba. That was 3 days before the next incident. 3 days before we would be faced with another murder. 3 days before the worst thing so far would reveal itself. What the fuck? Chapter 5. 100-mile dash. pain of a junk food junkie. Daily life. In the meantime, the day after Sakura's class trial, that morning in the dining hall. So, let's begin the usual post-trial investigation. Hey, you didn't just make small talk or anything. We never just get straight to the point like that. If you want to keep up with me, you must refrain from pointless small talk. Sheesh, how high is that horse of yours? He just acts like that to hide his own insecurities. That's what I like to think, anyway. Regardless, if you want to defeat the mastermind, you need to follow my lead. They creep around the school like a mouse, but the mastermind's pride is as bloated as cows.
In the name of my family.
No matter what it takes, I will rid this world of them.
Huh?
Hey, Toko, you've been pretty quiet. Man, you're so boring now. You just sit there like a mushroom. I'm gonna start calling you Miss Mushroom.
What's your deal?
She didn't snap back at you. Her talking makes things difficult, so I told her not to open her mouth without permission. What? But if she can't open her mouth, she can't eat or drink water. I don't
How
care.
about that?
Yeah, and you're okay with that, Togo? Yeesh. How low is that rock your head under? I believe this is small talk Bayaka warned us
Come on.
against. Yet, I let myself get involved. But it is now finished. I will never allow you to drag me down to your level
Let's
again.
go.
We're going to begin our search. Stop running your mouths and start moving your legs. Pressured by an obvious irritated Bayaka, we all started our exploration. Now this is where we will be leaving it. Now that I got control of Makoto again. So let me go ahead and save. Menu. I did save, right? So, the title. Yes, return the title. Now, I know there's only 2 people here, but I'm probably not going to worry about trying to rush through the rest of Danganronpa before it leaves Xbox Game Pass here. I'll just probably end up buying it and then finishing it on my own time. By my own time, I mean not being rushed to try and get it streamed. So, figured I'd let you guys know that, but until next time, everyone. Until then, farewell. Bye. So no, I'll be streaming this weekend. I'll be streaming this weekend. Don't worry. Yes, it has been fun as always. But on that note, farewell.